that jargon you like to use, it's probably pushing people away. Not because you're wrong, but because most people don't have a clue what you mean. Today, we're going to talk about how speaking like a human rather than a brochure helps you to land more customers, grow your audience, and build an authentic personal brand. Because the fact is, people don't know all the terms you do. You've spent your entire career learning them. And while they're simple to you, not so much for people outside of your circle. When we're communicating with clients, prospects, or just our general audience, we sometimes fall into the jargon trap. We don't always intend to use these words, but they've become part of our everyday lingo. They're second nature to us because we have the benefit of our industry-specific expertise. They don't, and they likely don't want to. But sometimes we feel like using jargon makes us sound like we know what we're talking about. It gives that perception of authority. Like, I use these fancy words, so I must know what I'm talking about. But if others don't know what you're talking about, it kind of defeats the purpose. And really, what's the purpose of communicating about what we do? It's probably a good idea to help people understand what we're saying so they can actually grasp the concepts rather than wading through a bog of deep vocabulary and fancy words. In the end, we want them to both understand us and be engaged in the process. So rather than using boring, jargon-laden phrases in your conversations and content, use words that you would actually use if you were just talking to a friend. And this goes for both in-person conversations and your content. Because if the objective is to help them understand and keep them engaged, those big boring words, they aren't helping with either. Now, if you're two industry vets yapping back and forth where you both know exactly what you're talking about, sure, fine. But that's not how it works with everyone else. Your customers, your prospects, and your audience don't have the benefit of your entire catalog of know-how. They're leaning on you to express things simply. And on top of this, when you communicate in everyday language, it's far easier to inject your personality into your content, into these conversations, to be more casual and authentic. Now, being casual and authentic doesn't mean being unprofessional. It just means being yourself rather than being a walking, talking sales brochure trying to keyword stuff as much niche specific slang as possible. Okay, so let's talk benefits. First of all, you'll be a lot more enjoyable to listen to. And secondly, it'll be a lot more enjoyable for you too. It's much easier to infuse personality into your content and conversations when you keep things simple. And in reality, the whole point of communication, whether you're trying to land customers or share your ideas, it comes down to, are they going to pay attention? Do they understand what you're saying? And are they going to enjoy the experience and want to do it again? By embracing simple language, you're going to dramatically increase the likelihood of attracting new people to your circle and keeping them there. So, let's do a quick recap. 1, keep it simple. Avoid that niche-specific jargon whenever possible. 2, speak like you're talking to a friend. Make it so people actually want to stick around. 3, inject that personality. Be yourself and weave it through all your communications. And 4, the objective is to help people understand, engage, and enjoy. You're far more likely to land that new customer or grow your audience when they understand the conversation and have a good time in the process. So speak like a human, not a brochure, and build a personal brand that's an authentic reflection of who you truly are. As always, thank you for listening. If you found this topic valuable, leave a comment down below. If you know someone who would benefit from this video, please share it with them. And if you're ready to turn your expertise into consistent brand aligned content, visit remotebrand.com to discover how I can help.